All right, so for numbers 50 through 53, we are going to get a value here, and we're going to grid them into a produced response grid. So for number 50, we are evaluating 25 to the negative 3 over 2 power. Well, if you remember back to rewriting this as a radical, this is essentially going to be the square root of 25 to the negative 3 power. Okay, so if you take 25 to the negative 3 power, that's actually going to be the square root of 1 over 25 cubed. Okay, so you have to first cube 25. So if I cube 25, I'm going to get the square root of 1 over 15,625. Now, I could then take the square root of both of those. If I take the square root of 1, that's 1. If I take the square root of 15,625, that's 125. Then 1 over 125, I'm going to get it. I can either enter it in like that, but if you notice, if I put 1 over 1, I ran out of room. So I can't do a fraction here, which means I'm going to have to do a decimal. So I'm going to take 1 divided by 125, and I'm going to get 0.008. Now if you notice, I can enter 0.008 into this grid, so that's the one I'm going to enter. Okay, so for number 50, I got 0.008, and then you would want to shade in underneath the appropriate bubbles. Okay, this is number 50. Now, could you have put in 25 to the negative 3 halves? Yes, you could have, to double check your answer. And so to do that, you are going to do 25 caret negative 3 over 2. And notice you will get the same answer, 0.008. So either way will work. For number 51, if you evaluate the cube root of 16 divided by the cube root of 2, since they are both cube root, you can do the cube root of the whole thing. So the cube root of 16 over 2. And 16 divided by 2 is 8. Oops, I put the 8 in the wrong place. Sorry about that. The cube root of 8, and the cube root of 8 is 2. So that one's actually easier to evaluate using your rules. Now again, yes, you could put all of that in the calculator, but it's really going to be kind of a cumbersome task to do that because you do have to do the math key, select the cube root, for which is option 4, then do the cube root of 16, and your parentheses divided by, again, math key, cube root, which is 4, and then 2. So yes, you could enter in that in your calculator and you're going to still get 2, but it's just more of a task than to see the relationship for this one. For number 52, solving x to the 5/3 power equals 32. Okay, so for this one, the opposite of doing 5/3 is multiplying by both sides by 3 over 5, or not, sorry, raising each side to 3 over 5. So I'm going to raise this side to 3 over 5, which will cancel those powers and leave me with x. And then 32 to the 3/5 is actually going to be 32 cubed, and then the 5th root of that. So, or you could just enter in your calculator 32 to the 3/5 power. It's going to be important to understand those relationships when you get into higher maths. So for this one, it's 8. And then finally, the last one, number 53, evaluating log of 8. It's already in base 10, so you literally just have to plug in. There's really no way to evaluate this by hand, so you just want to plug in log of 8 and hit enter, and you're going to get 0.903. And again, you want to do 3 decimal places, so 0.903 is 0.9. Oops. 903. Okay.